It's me, Chelsea Pleasant, and I'm so happy you're here watching this video today. We are discussing why you can't commit to your fitness goals. And I feel like I almost need to reword it already and change why you think you can't commit to your fitness goals, because I'm going to give you some awesome tips to overcome the really common challenges that seem to come up when trying to achieve fitness goals. So stick around if this interests you. I am just going to jump in and get started. If you're watching the replay, let me know. I would love to know who's tuning into this. Okay, so number one, why you think you can't commit. You don't have time. Okay, so this is like the most common thing, because I have clients that have 2-hour commutes to work each day, like each direction, plus long work hours, husband, kids, all these things, and they're like, I cannot possibly imagine spending time on this. Okay, so here's number one. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about food here. You're gonna have to eat. So how much longer does it really take to make a healthy decision that's nutrient dense, that's going to give you more energy, to feel a little bit better as you're doing all that stuff? And does it really take that much more energy than to just, grab the cheeseburgers or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So it's priorities. If you simply make that a priority, it'll become a habit, okay? That's number one. Now, number two, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. So when talking about workouts, and I'm really thinking of those people that legitimately have so much on their plate, they cannot fathom getting workouts in. So that was a common thing coming up. So like what I did with my program is I created 12-minute workouts, including warm-up and cool down, 12 minutes. And they're effective. If any of you have done them, raise your hand, let me know. They're killer. And so just FYI, if you join the program, you have access to all of those previous ones, and they're amazing. So I go live with my clients and do these, and I'm telling, if you don't have 12 minutes, you're a liar. You're a liar, because you're watching this video right now, and I'm sure you're scrolling on YouTube or Instagram and Facebook on your cell phone and wasting all sorts of time. So there's always a little snippet of time available. You just have to choose to apply it towards your goals, okay? And it doesn't have to be an hour a day. It doesn't have to be half an hour a day. It can just be a little bit of time, and eventually you'll crave applying more time. Does that make sense? So that's number one. You think you don't have the time, but it's just kind of all about those priorities, right? And habits. Okay, so your daily habits are kind of what make your life, right? Can you just think of like 3 habits that are not doing anything for you? I can think of like a million habits that I have that are not doing anything for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have like a serious problem with the show Nashville right now. I cannot stop watching it. It's so good. And it's a big fat waste of time. I do not need to binge watch. I binge watch shows so much, and I waste so much time doing it. But it's like, clearly, when I really want something, I make time for it. And I think the same happens with you. I think when you really, really want something, you make the time for it. Like, you know what? I really want cookies tonight. I'm gonna make some cookies with my kids. You've had those nights? It's the same thing. If you really want to get a good workout in, you can make 10 minutes, you can set aside 10 minutes. Hey, Melissa! By the way, everyone say hi if you're watching. I'd love to know who's watching. Here's the thing. The growth that you will get as you change these habits, as you shift, it's addicting. And so I want you to just brainstorm with me here a few things that you could swap. So, like I was saying, a 10-minute workout, that could easily be swapped with like pre-bedtime Instagram scrolling, right? I'm so guilty of that, and even my husband is guilty of it. I know a lot of you are guilty of it. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Sarah. TV watching. Okay, so TV watching, I'm a big TV person. I love the Goldbergs. I love Modern Family. I can list all of my favorite shows if you want. I'm not going to do that. But instead of watching TV, what if, okay, if you're by yourself, maybe you have dogs, a husband, something to walk, okay? Even if it's just by yourself. I love actually putting in headphones and walking by myself and listening to an audiobook. That's one of my favorite things. But you could also just go on a walk with your husband or your dogs and just enjoy. It's springtime. The weather's starting to shape up. Even walking on a treadmill, if the weather's really cold where you are. I know East Coast is getting hit really hard right now. But my point is think about these daily habits that you have and think about how you could swap it to maybe align a little bit more with your goals, because that growth is addicting, okay? It is. And once you start making those behavior shifts with fitness, it's a little bit more motivating to eat intentionally too. Squats during commercials. I love, I'm a Hulu person. That's the thing, there are no commercials. So I'm just like, and like as soon as it's over and I see the credits, boom, next episode. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I think I watched like 30 hours of television last week. It's disgusting. Disgusting while running a business. I don't think I actually slept last week. That's why I was so tired during the live workouts, if you did them. Okay, so that was number one. It's you think you don't have time, but you can make time. You can, and use those tips. Number two, the meaning you are choosing to give the experience. You guys, this is huge. I want you to picture my husband saying hi to you. That doesn't mean much. It means hi. If he said hi to me right now in person, I'd be freaking out. I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks. That means something totally different. Same thing, two different meanings, okay? It's just like how the meaning I choose to give a workout is, yes, I am healthy. I have a strong body. I want to keep it strong. I want to get stronger. I want to live longer, feel good, have more energy. That is the meaning I give a workout. Versus some people might say, ugh, this sucks. I don't want to get up early. This is hard. I'm so out of shape. You see the difference between those two different meanings and how it's going to affect them wanting to do it? I want to work out. I enjoy it. Sure, there's some days where I'm like, oh, I'm a little tired. By the end, I always feel good. So what is the meaning that you're giving the experiences that go along with your fitness goals? I want you to think about that really hard and really just like, oh, no wonder I don't want to do it. I think it's horrible. The meaning I give that experience is horrible. And so let's talk about the nutrition part. Are you grateful that you actually have access to healthy, nutrient-dense foods, a kitchen to get creative with it? Sorry, are you? Oh, or, sorry, I had to check my notes. Or are you annoyed that you can't have something? Is that all you're focusing on? If you're just sitting there focusing, oh, I want maple bars and I want you start listing off all these things that you want that you think you can't have. Newsflash, you can have whatever you want. It's all a choice. When you start thinking about food in a different way and focusing on, you know what, I can have whatever I want, but this makes me feel good. This gets me to a body I feel really freaking confident in. This gives me energy. Food is actually an energy source. Did you guys know that? I don't know about you, but I used to eat Costco muffins. I don't anymore, but I used to eat Costco muffins and I'd have them with a big glass of milk. You know what I wanted to do after I ate that? Sleep. I could sleep for so long after that. But when I swapped that for healthy, nutrient-dense things, I started realizing, wow, food gives me energy instead of taking it. When you're putting lots of heavy things that are foreign objects into your body that, our ancestors and stuff didn't eat, your body has to work really hard to digest it. It's causing inflammation. It's causing all these sorts of signals to go all throughout your body. And so you feel very after. You don't feel good. It's taking energy from you. So think about that. Think about the meaning you're giving that experience, because as I shifted, it helped me with kind of getting rid of cravings too, because I look at a Pizza Hut pizza now. I used to really like stuffed crust pizza when I didn't have that until the age of 28. I'm serious. So when I was like, what have I been doing my whole life? So I would eat it a lot, but I started recognizing a pattern. When I compared it to how I felt after eating, avocado, healthy steak, asparagus, things like that, versus eating a Pizza Hut pizza, number one, that steak, asparagus, and avocado would last. I'd be full for a long time. I'd feel really good. But that Pizza Hut pizza was taking my energy. I always wanted to nap after. I'd feel kind of phlegmy in my throat. I don't even want to talk about the gastrointestinal distress. So the meaning I start to apply to that experience is a lot different now. I'm like, I just don't crave it as much because it's kind of a negative experience. It's not that same, oh my gosh, cheese stuffed crust, So think about that. Think about the meaning that you're giving the experience, okay? Was that helpful? Please let me know if it's helpful. Okay, if I'm just talking to talk, please, I need to know that. I wanted to go over one thing because this is something I hear all the time. Do you feel like the universe is out to get you with $1 cheeseburgers just readily available everywhere versus a healthy meal that doesn't even taste as good and is 10 times the price? I get that. I want to give you the meaning that I give that experience now. I now recognize that healthy food takes time, it takes energy, it takes quality ingredients. Those nutrients will spoil, so it's more expensive to make. It takes more resources to make. And I understand that it doesn't like click off the same like serotonin response in my brain, but that's okay. That's okay because it makes me feel really good energy-wise. Energy is something I love to have. Once you have it, you don't want to give it up. Okay, once you have that like high energy life, it's like, no, I don't want to go back to like fatigued, wanting a nap all the time life. Okay, that was the end. So it takes time, but I promise you can control the meaning that you give an experience. Okay, let's go to number 3. So I briefly touched on this when I went over number 1. By the way, do you guys see this red? This happens when I'm not even nervous right now. I'm a little focused, but this happens when I work really hard. So I'm working really hard for you right now. Okay, your habits. Journaling. I want to talk about this because journaling is something I've recently picked up. This is my Smart Life Push Journal. Shout out to Chalene Johnson. That's the creator of this book. It's amazing. It's an amazing journal that helps you work through your goals. It's really hard for me because I've never been consistent with journaling. But if I hid this, if I like put it away in a drawer, I would never see it, so therefore I would never do it. But instead, I created a trigger and I put it next to my bed. So I always see it first thing when I wake up. And also I moved the other distraction that I would prefer to reach for, which is my cell phone, and I put that across the room. So, and I leave it there. I don't like get up, grab it, and go back to bed. I leave it there and I grab this with a pen and paper. Well, the paper's there. Grab the pen and I start working on it. So as you can see, the trigger is what helped me create this new habit. Creating a new habit is going to require you creating a trigger for it. So when it comes to workouts, for example, if you just wake up as you do every day and start going through the same routine that you go through every day, you are likely to complete the same routine every day. And if that doesn't include a workout, it's not going to happen. But what if you woke up and a super cute workout outfit was laid out next to your bed, you had to get up to turn off your alarm because you put it across the room, and instead of scrolling on Instagram or whatever, you grabbed your workout outfit and you put it on and got a killer workout in. I feel like I'm still tired and eating my best. Do you think it's birth control related? And are there ways to fix that? Ooh, I will get to that in just a moment. Good question, Jasmine. So I have so many ideas on that. So that would be a trigger that would be effective for some. Now maybe that wouldn't be for some, but like, okay, meal prep. Because nutrition's the hardest. So I hate eating like prepped meals because I did it for a long time, like where I was like 1/3 cup rice, here's 3 ounces of chicken, and oh my gosh, I was like a starving monster all the time. So what I do now is I cook up a bunch of like slow cooked beef, maybe roast up some chicken thighs. These are the proteins that my proteins, the things that take the longest to cook, right? I keep them cooked up and in my fridge or in my freezer. And that way I can easily just microwave or heat up in a pan, throw some veggies in my air fryer, which takes like 10 minutes, and pair it with like an avocado. Done. Healthy, yummy, delicious meal. And it's a trigger because I'm really cheap. So if I think about that cooked meat that cost me $20 and I do not want that to go to waste, I need to eat it. So that's my trigger. But if I didn't have that cooked, it'd be very easy for me to be like, you know, I think I'm gonna go get teriyaki tonight or whatever, like something that isn't necessarily aligned with what makes me feel good and makes me strong and fit and healthy, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with teriyaki, but just for me, I eat a ketogenic diet, so it doesn't work. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Is this helpful? Create a trigger for your new habit, okay? If it's working out, put your clothes next to your bed. If it's eating healthy, keep some rather expensive proteins cooked in the fridge so you feel pressured to eat them. And if you have any ideas for triggers for new habits, please drop them because it'll help other people too. Okay, so Jasmine, I want to address her question real quick. She says she feels like she's still tired even when she's eating her best. Do you think it's birth control related? And are there ways to fix that without getting rid of birth control? Okay, this is so interesting because I think there's a number of things that go into energy levels. And I would say, like, okay, first off, are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting good quality sleep? Are you taking like good vitamins if you think there are gaps in your nutrition? I recently started taking vitamins, and I gotta be honest, I go back and forth if I notice a difference. It usually takes a while. Basically, if you're feeling low energy, it could be like, I'm trying to think, because you're really good about eating. You're gonna hate what I'm saying, but I think that there might be a food sensitivity too. I don't think birth control would necessarily make you tired. Maybe if you're on like really, really high dose of hormone, like Depo, I've heard can do that for people. But honestly, I really don't think that would be it. I personally think, I don't know. I think it'll just take some time. Do you get enough sleep? That is important. That has to happen too. You don't just have energy on like 3 hours of sleep. At least I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna brainstorm on that a little bit. Yeah, but no, you don't have to get rid of your birth control. I'm actually listening to this book right now that really does believe everyone should get off birth control. Very, very, very interesting book. It's called A Mind of Your Own. It's about depression and anxiety. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, all right, this is number 4. Yeah, this is number 4. This stuff you're telling yourself every day. This is the biggest problem in like health and fitness and becoming your best that I run into all the time. I just want you to ask yourself something. Are you filling your brain with empowering beliefs? Okay? Because I just thought of something. Sorry. Okay. But this isn't woohoo. This isn't like, oh, I tell myself I'm strong and beautiful, therefore I'm strong and beautiful. It's like if you're telling yourself every day, I'm going to read this, I wrote it down, that donuts are delicious, you have no willpower, and working out sucks, well then guess what's going to happen? Working out isn't going to be fun, you're going to crave donuts all the time, and you don't have the discipline to turn away from them. You see what I'm saying? But if you choose to take a moment to be grateful for having access to healthy food that makes you feel good and gives you energy, access to effective workouts that shape a body you feel confident in, and discipline is a muscle. The more you flex it, the stronger it gets. Okay, if you don't use it, it's weak. It's normal, it's okay. Like, you have to accept that in the beginning it's gonna be a little harder than 10 months from now. It's just like when you first rode a bike, you were nervous, you had to focus so much, but eventually it became effortless in this like thing your subconscious brain took care of. You don't even have to think about it anymore. Same with driving. I'm not a great driver, but like when my first time I was so nervous. I still don't parallel park, but it becomes this thing that you just do in the back of your head, right? What you start believing in is what starts happening. And I don't mean like the woo-woo, like just mantras. I mean like legitimately believing it, because you guys, this is possible for anyone. It's not just possible for certain people. And this goes with every aspect of your life that you're trying to improve. You have to recognize that people have done it. Okay, like there are people that have gone, like J.K. Rowling, from being homeless and having no money to being a freaking, I'm guessing, billionaire, for sure millionaire, writing the Harry Potter series and becoming this household name. You know, if she can do that and change her life like that, and just like kind of leaning into what feels good and what feels right, you can too. You know, she had to have the discipline to sit down and like write these stories despite the world telling her that it was worthless. And just like, you have to get out of your own head and stop telling you these workouts are worthless, this eating healthy is never going to work for me, I can't stick to it, and all these like mean thoughts. You gotta believe in yourself, because that's where it starts. If you believe in yourself, you can't make something happen if you don't believe it's even possible. It won't happen, right? Okay, so let me just recap. So let me recap all these things. So you do have the time, okay? It doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't even have to be half an hour, okay? It can be 10 minutes. And if you want to try out my 10-minute workouts, you guys, it's $30 a month and there's no commitment. You can just sign up for a month, try it, see if you like it. I won't be offended if you cancel, okay? And they're awesome. I really like these 10-minute workouts. The meaning you give the experience matters. This is a gift. This is an opportunity. This is like gonna make you feel better and be able to give passion back to your life and give you the energy to do more and live a more meaningful life, okay? It's gonna teach you discipline that you can apply to all these aspects of your life, okay? Your habits are gonna build your life. So your habits that you do every day, that's what's making stuff happen. You going to this certain job every day results in this certain paycheck and this certain lifestyle. If you want to change your life, you got to change your habits. And that includes your eating routine. And I know change is uncomfortable. I do. I know that. And the beliefs about yourself really do matter, because what you believe is what happens. All right? I wanted to just say one thing too. I think the toughest thing is, can you guys believe this? Look at this. I need to wear like a turtleneck when I do these things. I want to just say one more thing. One more thing. People fear committing to something because they have to do something and they know it's going to be uncomfortable. It's kind of like, I feel like everyone who smokes says, they either say this: I could quit at any time, I just don't want to quit, or I'm trying to quit. And then there's the people who quit. None of these people want to, and I'm going to tell you right now, this person over here didn't really want to, because it's like you find comfort in these behaviors that you've been doing for so long. Okay? Even though all of us can agree smoking is terrible for you and does not improve your quality of life, I kind of feel that way about drinking soda pop every day, and I feel that way about drinking alcohol every weekend and all these other things. I can't get into everyone's head and show them like, look, it's okay over here. It's okay without donuts and alcohol and soda. Like, you will be fine and you will have a wonderful life. It's just like how these people think that they won't enjoy their life without cigarettes. Like, they think that it's all they're going to think about. They're going to miss it. They can't imagine it. My husband was the same way with chewing tobacco, and he quit cold turkey. My point is taking that first step into like signing up for a program or doing something like that, it's scary because you know that you have to change, and you kind of know what you need to change, but it's almost like you're scared to take that first step because that means you actually have to do it. And I want you to know that when you have that voice in the back of your head that's saying, I think it's time, you really got to do it now, you got to learn how to listen to that voice, the voice that's trying to make you a better person, because there's the comfort zone part of you is like, no, we like this. But it's like, but all that has gotten you to where you are now, and you kind of want something more, right? I hope that's kind of helpful. Kind of weird, right? But you guys get what I'm saying, I hope. All right, I think I'm going to let you go. I'm just going to read a couple comments here. It's funny because Cody's very on your level, total entrepreneurial spirit. Sometimes like, I'm okay, you're going overboard, but maybe I just don't go overboard enough. You know what I want to say with that, Jasmine, is yes, like, it's because going overboard and like believing in yourself so much and aligning with the life you want and the things you want, it takes vulnerability. I mean, look, I'm on a public page right now with a freaking rash on my chest, okay? If you would have, I used to not even want to do a PowerPoint presentation at work, but it's because I wasn't aligned with the right goals, because I didn't care about moving up in that company really, but it's like, I want to connect with people that need to change their lives and change their health and wellness. So I'm willing to sit on camera with a freaking rash on my chest because that's what happens when I focus really hard. It's so weird. You guys, I'm not nervous. It's hot. Oh, it's hot. I swear I haven't had any dairy or anything that would cause this. It's weird. But what I'm saying is vulnerability is so uncomfortable. You have, like, vulnerability feels like weakness. Like, to actually admit what you actually want and try to go for it, it feels like weakness. But really, it's the ultimate sign of strength. You know what I mean? Vulnerability is hard to face. There's a really good book on this. I can't like take credit for that thought. It's Brené Brown, Daring Greatly. I can put the link in the comments. Sorry, I feel like super guilty whenever I like steal a thought from an author I read. Okay, my motivation is my own grumpy mind. Working out makes me happy, makes me feel better, takes away my frustrations. I don't work out hard. I use your beginner workouts or your gym workouts either. It gives me nice mental clarity. I want to give Abby a shout out right now because Abby has an insane life, and I really do hope, Abby, that eventually you can calm down your life so that you can have a little bit more self-care time each day, because I think that will make a world of difference. You guys, if you have insane lives where you have a crazy commute, crazy work hours, crazy schedule at home, you can't go on like that forever. You have to eventually cut it back. And I remember that's actually what made me realize I wanted to become an entrepreneur, because I was commuting over an hour a day. I was working long hours. I was working on my lunch break, and then I was teaching Zumba after work. And I felt like I had no time for myself when I was actually paying attention. But it's like, and I was sitting there thinking, is this the rest of my life? Is this what it's going to be like? This is horrible. I can't just like pick up and go on a vacation. I have to ask for time off and do all this stuff. And so for me, I didn't feel in charge of my life anymore. So that was really motivating for me. I'm completely off topic right now. Do you guys see how I do that? I'm sorry. But you get my point. Is Abby, you're in charge of your life and you can design it however you want. And if you ever want help with that, just let me know. Like, I'm here for you. I want to help you. I'm happy to brainstorm, just chat on the phone, whatever. Just please know that. Any of you guys, I'm happy to talk to you about that kind of stuff, because I know it's hard to figure out. And sometimes it feels like I'm trapped in my own schedule and I can never get away from it, but you can, I promise. Okay, well, I'm going to let you guys go now because I have this weird rash and I need to let it calm down. I need to not focus so hard. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this with your friends if you believe it will help them. It means the world to me. Thank you. Bye.